Fluffy's sick day surprise. Fluffy the cat woke up one morning, feeling very tired and achy. She knew she had caught a cold. She sneezed and coughed, feeling too weak to get out of bed. Fluffy's friends, Mittens the cat, Whiskers the rabbit, heard she was sick and decided to visit her. When they arrived, they found Fluffy curled up in bed, looking very sad and tired. Whiskers brought some warm soup to help Fluffy feel better. Whiskers had made a cozy blanket to keep Fluffy warm. Whiskers brought a bunch of flowers to brighten up the room. Fluffy smiled weakly, feeling grateful for her friend's kindness. The friends whispered together, planning something special to cheer Fluffy up. They decided to put on a puppet show to make Fluffy laugh and forget about her cold. Whiskers made a puppet of a silly dancing cat. Whiskers created a dog puppet that could do tricks. Whiskers made a rabbit puppet that loved to tell jokes. Whiskers set up a small stage at the foot of Fluffy's bed and got ready to perform. The puppet show began with the puppets dancing, doing tricks, and telling jokes. Fluffy laughed and laughed, feeling much better as she enjoyed the show. Whiskers were happy to see Fluffy smiling and feeling more cheerful. As the day went on, Fluffy started to feel stronger and more energetic. She thanked her friends for their wonderful surprise and all their help. Fluffy knew she was lucky to have such caring friends and couldn't wait to feel better to play with them again. Shadow and the magical coral reef. Shadow the cat loved to explore. One sunny day, she decided to visit the beach. As she walked along the shore, she found a shiny seashell with a map inside. It led to a magical coral reef. Excited, Shadow followed the map, paddling through the clear blue water in a little boat. Soon, she reached the magical coral reef, full of vibrant colors and shimmering light. Shadow dived into the water, feeling like she was in a magical underwater world. She met a friendly clownfish named Finn, who offered to show her around. Finn took Shadow to see a garden of swaying sea anemones, where tiny fish played hide and seek. Next, they visited a school of dazzling, rainbow-colored fish that shimmered in the sunlight. Shadow was amazed by a group of glowing jellyfish that floated gracefully like living lanterns. Finn then introduced Shadow to a wise old sea turtle who had many stories to tell. The sea turtle told them about the importance of the coral reef and how it was home to many creatures. Shadow learned that the coral reef was like a big, beautiful underwater city. She was happy to know that everyone played a part in keeping Finn showed Shadow a hidden cave where sparkling sea crystals grew. Shadow felt like she was in a treasure trove, with the crystals casting beautiful reflections. As the sun began to set, Finn and the other sea creatures gathered to say goodbye to Shadow. Shadow promised to visit her new friends again and help protect their magical home. She paddled back to the shore, carrying the memories of her amazing adventure. Back home, Shadow couldn't wait to tell her friends about the magical coral reef. Shadow knew that she had discovered something truly special, and she felt grateful for her new friends. Timmy's tiny tooth. Timmy the tiger cub woke up one morning with a funny feeling in his mouth. He wiggled his tiny tooth with his tongue. "Wow, my first loose tooth," Timmy exclaimed excitedly. Timmy ran to show his mom and dad. "Look, Mom! Look, Dad! My tooth is wiggly," he said, opening his mouth wide. "That's wonderful, Timmy," said his mom. "It's a sign you're growing up. But remember, you have to be patient and let it fall out on its own." At school, Timmy couldn't stop talking about his loose tooth. "Look, everyone! My tooth is wiggly," he told his friends. "That's so cool, Timmy," said his friend Benny the bunny. "I lost a tooth last week, and the tooth fairy left me a surprise." Timmy couldn't wait for his tiny tooth to fall out. He wiggled it all day, hoping it would come out soon. That night, Timmy's dad read him a story about the tooth fairy. The tooth fairy collects teeth and leaves a gift in return, his dad explained. Timmy and his dad snuggled up with a book. The book has an illustration of a tooth fairy on the cover. Timmy dreamed about the tooth fairy visiting him. He imagined her as a sparkly, magical creature who would leave him something special. The next morning, Timmy wiggled his tooth again. "It's still there," he sighed. "Why is it taking so long?" "Remember what Mom said, Timmy," his dad reminded him. "It will come out when it's ready. Be patient." At breakfast, Timmy's mom gave him a crunchy apple. "Eating healthy foods helps keep your teeth strong," she said. Timmy bit into the apple and felt a little tug. "Ouch," he said, pulling the apple away. "My tooth is even wigglier now." After breakfast, Timmy brushed his teeth carefully. "Brushing keeps my teeth clean and healthy," he thought. That afternoon, Timmy played with his friends at the park. He forgot all about his wiggly tooth while they played tag. As he laughed and played, Timmy felt something small and hard in his mouth. "My tooth," he exclaimed. "It finally came out." Timmy rushed home to show his parents. "Look, it finally came out," he said, holding up his tiny tooth. "Great job, Timmy," said his mom. "Now put it under your pillow, and the tooth fairy will come tonight." That night, Timmy could hardly sleep. He kept thinking about the tooth fairy and what she might bring him. In the morning, Timmy woke up to find a shiny coin and a small note under his pillow. "Thank you for your tiny tooth," the note said. Timmy was so happy. He had learned to be patient, take care of his teeth, and now he had a special gift from the Tooth Fairy, Lily's colorful canvas. Lily loved to paint. She spent every afternoon with her brushes and colors, dreaming of creating something amazing. One day, she heard about the town's annual art competition. Lily's heart skipped a beat with excitement. "I want to paint a masterpiece," Lily declared. Her parents smiled and encouraged her to follow her heart. Lily set up her easel and stared at the blank canvas. What should I paint? She wondered. She tried painting a beautiful landscape, but it didn't feel quite right. Next, she painted a portrait of her cat, Whiskers, but something was still missing. Lily decided to take a walk in the park to clear her mind. She hoped to find some inspiration. As she walked, Lily saw children playing, flowers blooming, and birds singing. It made her smile. Maybe I should paint what makes me happy, Lily thought. She rushed back home, feeling inspired. Back at her easel, Lily began to paint from her heart. She let her feelings guide her brush. She painted the laughter of children, the beauty of flowers, and the joy of birds. Lily's painting was full of life and color. She felt happy and proud of her work. On the day of the competition, Lily carefully carried her painting to the town square. The town square was filled with beautiful artwork. Lily felt nervous, but excited. When it was Lily's turn, she presented her painting to the judges. They admired her work. "This painting is full of heart," one judge said. "It's truly a masterpiece." Lily felt a warm glow inside. She realized that painting from her heart made her art special. The judges awarded Lily a special ribbon for her creativity and heart. Lily beamed with joy. She knew she would keep painting from her heart forever. As the sun set, Lily and her family celebrated her success, knowing that creativity truly comes from the heart. Lily's soccer team triumph. Lily loved playing soccer, but she was scared of making mistakes. Her best friend, Emma, always encouraged her to join the school's soccer team. One day, Coach Sam invited Lily to try out for the team. "I believe in you, Lily," Coach Sam said. "Just give it a try." Lily decided to be brave and went to the tryouts. At first, she stumbled and missed a few kicks. But Emma cheered her on from the sidelines. Lily took a deep breath and tried again. Slowly, she got better and started to enjoy playing. Coach Sam announced the team members, and Lily was chosen. Lily practiced hard every day with her new teammates. She learned the importance of teamwork and supporting each other. The day of the championship game arrived, and Lily felt nervous again. "You can do it, Lily. We believe in you," her team shouted. The game started, and Lily played her best, remembering her training. With just a few minutes left, the score was tied. Lily saw an opportunity and kicked the ball towards the goal. The ball soared through the air, and goal! Lily's team won the championship. She felt so proud and happy. Lily realized that with courage and teamwork, she could achieve anything. Lumina's treasure hunt. Lumina, the unicorn, enjoys a peaceful day in the magical forest when she stumbles upon a hidden, ancient map tangled in the roots of an old tree. The map is old and worn, with a path leading to a mysterious location marked with an X. Lumina decides to follow it. Lumina sets out on her journey. She trots along the path shown on the map, filled with excitement and wonder. Lumina meets a wise old turtle named Timothy, who knows many secrets of the forest. He offers to join her quest. At a sparkling river, Lumina and Timothy find their path blocked. A riddle written on a stone offers a clue. Lumina uses her magic to solve the riddle, which causes stepping stones to appear, allowing them to cross the river. As they venture deeper into the forest, the scenery changes, and the trees seem to whisper secrets. Lumina and Timothy meet Slinky the squirrel, who is skilled in climbing and jumping. Slinky eagerly joins the adventure. The trio faces a steep cliff. Slinky's agility helps them find a safe path up. As night falls, they camp under the stars. Lumina feels grateful for her new friends. The next morning, they are awakened by the loud calls of colorful parrots who have a warning about the path ahead. A muddy maze blocks their path. Together, they navigate through, laughing as they get splattered with mud. Behind a waterfall, they discover the entrance to a cave marked on the map. Inside the cave, the walls are lined with glowing crystals. The path splits into 3. Each friend takes a tunnel, agreeing to help each other if they face any problems. The tunnels lead to a central chamber where the treasure lies, a chest filled with ancient books and magical artifacts. Lumina realizes the real treasure is the friendships she's made and the adventures they've shared. With the treasure safely shared among them, they make their way back to their forest homes, promising to explore again soon. Back in her home, Lumina reflects on the journey and the lessons about teamwork and friendship. As the sun rises on a new day, Lumina is ready for more adventures, knowing that together they can face anything. Lily's Garden of Hope. Lily loved spending time in nature, but there was one place in her town that was sad and forgotten: the old community garden. One sunny day, Lily decided it was time to bring the garden back to life. She gathered her friends and shared her plan. "We can do this together," Lily said. Everyone agreed, and they all brought tools and seeds from home. The first task was clearing the weeds. It was hard work, but with everyone helping, the garden soon looked much cleaner. Next, they turned the soil. They took turns digging and loosening the earth, preparing it for planting. Lily's friend Mia brought colorful flowers, while Tommy had vegetable seeds. They planned out where each plant would go. They planted rows of bright flowers along the edges and vegetables in the middle. Everyone took care to plant their seeds just right. After planting, they watered the garden gently. They knew plants needed water to grow strong and healthy. Days turned into weeks, and the garden began to change. Green shoots peeked through the soil, and colorful buds appeared. The children visited every day, pulling weeds and making sure the plants had enough water and sunlight. One morning, they found a surprise. A beautiful butterfly had made the garden its new home. "Look at our garden," said Lily. It was now full of life, with flowers blooming and vegetables growing tall. The garden became a favorite place for everyone in the community. People came to enjoy its beauty and relax. One day, the mayor visited and praised Lily and her friends for their hard work. He promised to help keep the garden beautiful. They decided to add a birdhouse. They painted it with bright colors and hung it on a tree branch. Birds soon came to the garden, chirping happily. The garden was now home to many creatures. The garden also became a place for learning. Lily and her friends taught other kids how to care for plants. They held a garden party to celebrate their success. Everyone brought treats, and they enjoyed a sunny day together. As the sun set, Lily looked around the garden with a big smile. They had created something beautiful together. The garden was a reminder that with teamwork, anything was possible. Lily and her friends knew they could achieve great things together. Sammy's first swim. Sammy woke up early, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. Today was his first swimming practice. "Don't worry, Sammy," his mom said. "You'll have so much fun and make new friends." At the pool, Sammy saw kids laughing and splashing. His stomach did a little flip-flop. Coach Jenny greeted Sammy with a big smile. "Hi, Sammy. We're going to have a great time today." Sammy put on his swim cap and goggles. He looked at his reflection and took a deep breath. The other kids welcomed Sammy warmly. "Come on, Sammy. Let's swim together," they cheered. Coach Jenny showed everyone how to blow bubbles in the water. Sammy felt a little braver. Next, they practiced kicking with kickboards. Sammy's legs splashed and made tiny waves. "You're doing great, Sammy," said Coach Jenny. Sammy felt proud and happy. Then it was time to float on their backs. Sammy was a bit scared, but Coach Jenny was right there. "Just relax and look at the ceiling," Coach Jenny said softly. Sammy tried to relax. Slowly, Sammy felt his body floating. "I'm doing it," he thought, a smile spreading across his face. After floating, they played a fun game of treasure hunt with pool toys. Sammy loved it. "You're a natural swimmer, Sammy," said his new friend Mia. Sammy felt a warm glow inside. As practice ended, Sammy realized he had forgotten all about his fear. He was having too much fun. "I can't wait for the next practice," Sammy told his mom as he wrapped up in a towel. On the way home, Sammy thought about how brave he had been. He felt proud of himself. That night, Sammy dreamed of swimming like a dolphin, fast and free. The next morning, Sammy couldn't wait to tell his friends about his adventure. From that day on, Sammy loved swimming and always looked forward to practice with his friends. Sammy's Penguin Parade. Sammy woke up early with excitement. Today was the day he would visit the zoo for the first time. He put on his favorite hat and grabbed his backpack, ready for a day of adventure. At the zoo, Sammy saw many amazing animals, but the penguin exhibit caught his eye. "Look, Mom! Penguins!" Sammy pointed excitedly as he ran towards the exhibit. The penguins were lining up for their daily parade. Sammy could hardly contain his excitement. As the parade began, the penguins waddled out, flapping their wings and honking happily. Sammy giggled as he watched the penguins march and perform little tricks. One penguin slid on its belly across the ice, making Sammy laugh even harder. "Did you know penguins can swim really fast?" said the zookeeper, who noticed Sammy's interest. The zookeeper showed Sammy how penguins dive into the water and swim gracefully. Sammy watched in awe as the penguins zoomed through the water like tiny torpedoes. "Penguins use their flippers like wings to fly through the water," explained the zookeeper. After swimming, the penguins gathered on the ice again, ready to slide and play. Sammy's favorite part was watching the penguins slide on their bellies across the ice. "Can we stay and watch a little longer?" Sammy asked his mom, who nodded with a smile. As the penguin parade continued, Sammy noticed each penguin had its own personality. There was a shy penguin who always stayed close to the others, and a bold one who led the parade. The zookeeper told Sammy that penguins are very social animals who love to be with their friends. Sammy felt happy knowing that the penguins had such a wonderful home and great friends. As the sun began to set, Sammy waved goodbye to the penguins, promising to visit them again soon. Sophie's fruit salad surprise. Sophie woke up one sunny morning with a big idea. Today, I'll make a fruit salad for breakfast. She quickly dressed and ran outside to the garden, carrying a small basket. The garden was full of fresh fruits. Sophie saw red strawberries, yellow bananas, and juicy blueberries. Sophie picked some strawberries first, placing them gently in her basket. Next, she reached up high to grab a bunch of bananas hanging from a tree. She found a bush full of plump blueberries and picked a handful, feeling excited. Sophie also found some juicy oranges and sweet grapes to add to her fruit salad. With her basket full of colorful fruits, Sophie headed back inside to the kitchen. She washed the fruits carefully, making sure they were clean and ready to eat. Sophie then got a big bowl and started to chop the fruits into small pieces. She mixed all the fruits together in the bowl, creating a rainbow of colors. Sophie squeezed some orange juice over the fruit salad to make it extra tasty. She gave the salad a final stir and admired her delicious creation. "Breakfast is ready," Sophie called out to her family with a big smile. Her family gathered around the table, eager to taste the colorful fruit salad. Everyone took a bite, and their faces lit up with delight. "This is delicious, Sophie." Sophie felt proud and happy. She had made a healthy and tasty breakfast for everyone. "Fruits are not only yummy, but also good for us," said Sophie's mom. "Thank you, Sophie." Sophie learned that making healthy food can be fun and rewarding. From that day on, Sophie loved making fruit salads and sharing them with her family and friends. Sophie's secret garden. Sophie was a curious and adventurous girl. One sunny day, while exploring her backyard, she found a hidden path behind some tall bushes. Excitedly, Sophie followed the path and discovered a secret garden. It was overgrown and wild, but Sophie saw its hidden beauty. "I'll make this garden beautiful," Sophie decided. She knew it would take time and effort, but she was determined. Every day after school, Sophie went to the secret garden. She started by pulling out the weeds and clearing the path. Next, she planted colorful flowers and seeds she found in her mom's garden shed. She watered them every day and waited patiently. Weeks passed, and Sophie checked on her garden daily. She learned that plants need time to grow and lots of care. One day, Sophie noticed tiny green shoots poking through the soil. She was thrilled. As the days went by, the garden started to transform. Flowers began to bloom, and the garden was filled with color. Sophie loved spending time in her garden. She enjoyed the beauty and the peacefulness it brought. She learned the names of all the flowers and even made friends with the butterflies and birds that visited. One afternoon, Sophie found a small, injured bird. She gently took it home to care for it. With love and care, the bird recovered. Sophie released it back into the garden, feeling happy and proud. Sophie realized that just like her garden, the bird needed patience and nurturing to heal and grow. One day, Sophie invited her family to see the secret garden. They were amazed by its beauty. Her mom said, "You've done a wonderful job, Sophie. This garden is beautiful." Sophie felt proud of her hard work and patience. She knew that nurturing the garden had taught her valuable lessons. From that day on, the secret garden became a special place for Sophie and her family to enjoy together. Sophie continued to take care of the garden, always finding new ways to make it even more beautiful. She also shared her garden with friends, teaching them about the importance of patience and care. Sophie's secret garden was more than just a beautiful place. It was a place where she learned, grew, and shared her love and care with others. Whiskers and the mysterious footprints. Whiskers, the cat, loved to explore. One sunny morning, she decided to venture into the forest. As she walked deeper into the forest, she noticed a trail of mysterious footprints on the ground. "I wonder who made these footprints," Whiskers thought. She decided to follow them. The footprints led her to a bubbling brook. Whiskers carefully crossed over a small bridge. On the other side, the footprints continued through a patch of colorful wildflowers. Whiskers followed the footprints until she reached a tall, ancient tree with a hollow trunk. Could the footprints lead inside? Whiskers wondered, feeling a mix of curiosity and excitement. She climbed into the tree and found herself in a hidden tunnel that sparkled with tiny lights. The tunnel opened up into a clearing where more footprints led towards a circle of stones. In the center of the stones, Whiskers saw a gathering of forest animals, all smiling and chattering. "Welcome, Whiskers," said a wise old owl. "We are glad you found our secret gathering." Whiskers felt shy but excited. She had never seen so many animals together before. The animals invited Whiskers to join their celebration, where they shared stories and songs. Whiskers listened to tales of the forest and learned about the importance of friendship and nature. As the sun began to set, the animals lit lanterns that cast a warm, golden glow. Whiskers realized that following the footprints had led her to something truly special. The wise owl gave Whiskers a feather as a token of friendship and a reminder of her adventure. As the gathering came to an end, Whiskers thanked her new friends and promised to visit again. Whiskers followed the footprints back through the tunnel and out of the ancient tree. Back at home, Whiskers felt a warm glow inside, knowing feeling she had discovered the magic of friendship. Whiskers and the river adventure. Whiskers, the cat, was lost. She had wandered far from home and didn't know how to get back. Determined to find her way, Whiskers followed a winding path through the trees. Suddenly, she heard the sound of rushing water. A wide river blocked her way. How will I ever cross this? Whiskers wondered, feeling a little scared. Just then, a friendly otter popped up from the water with a cheerful splash. "Hello? I'm Ollie the otter," he said. "Do you need help crossing the river?" "Yes, please," said Whiskers. "I'm trying to find my way home." Ollie showed Whiskers a sturdy log that floated like a bridge on the water. "We can use this log to cross," Ollie said. "Just follow me." Whiskers carefully stepped onto the log, feeling it wobble beneath her paws. With Ollie's guidance, they began to cross the river together, moving slowly but surely. Halfway across, a fish jumped out of the water, making Whiskers jump in surprise. "Don't worry," Ollie laughed. "The fish are just saying hello." Whiskers smiled and continued to follow Ollie, feeling more confident with each step. Finally, they reached the other side of the river. Whiskers felt a wave of relief. "Thank you, Ollie," Whiskers said. "I couldn't have done it without you." "You're welcome," Ollie replied. "Now let's find the path that leads to your home." They walked together through the forest, following the path that seemed familiar to Whiskers. Soon, Whiskers saw a familiar sight, her cozy home just up ahead. Whiskers thanked Ollie one last time and ran home, happy to be back and grateful for her new friend. The little cloud, Fred. High up in the sky lived a little cloud named Fred. Fred was a fluffy, white cloud with a big, bright smile. Fred loved floating in the sky and watching the world below. But there was one thing Fred was afraid of: thunder. Every time a storm came, Fred would shiver and hide behind the bigger clouds. The loud noises of thunder scared him. One day, Fred's friend, Bella the Cloud, noticed his fear. "Fred, why do you always hide when it thunders?" she asked. "I'm afraid of the loud noises," Fred replied. "Thunder is so scary." Bella smiled kindly. "Thunder can be loud, but it's just a part of nature. It helps to bring rain, which makes flowers grow." Fred still felt unsure. "But it's so loud, it makes my fluffy parts shake." Just then, Oliver the Cloud floated over. "Hey Fred, did you know thunder also helps make rainbows?" "Rainbows?" Fred asked, his eyes widening. "I love rainbows." Oliver nodded. "Yes, after the rain and thunder, the sun comes out and creates beautiful rainbows." Bella added, "So you see, Fred, thunder isn't something to be afraid of. It brings good things like rain and rainbows." Fred thought about it. "Maybe thunder isn't so bad after all," he said slowly. The next time a storm came, Fred felt a little braver. He still felt scared, but he remembered what Bella and Oliver had told him. When the thunder roared, Fred took a deep breath and tried to stay calm. "It's okay," he whispered to himself. After the storm, the sun peeked out and a beautiful rainbow appeared in the sky. Fred felt proud of himself. "Look, Fred, you did it!" Bella cheered. "You were so brave." Fred realized that he didn't have to be afraid of thunder. It was just a part of nature, and it brought wonderful things. From that day on, Fred faced thunderstorms with more courage. He even enjoyed watching the rain and waiting for the rainbow. Fred's friends were proud of him, and Fred felt happy knowing he had learned to cope with his fear. And whenever Fred saw a rainbow, he remembered that even the loudest thunder could bring the most beautiful things. Campfire tales and moonlit trails. Emma was excited and a bit nervous about her first camping trip with her friends. She packed her backpack with all the essentials: a sleeping bag, flashlight, snacks, and her favorite stuffed animal. Emma's friends, Lily and Max, were waiting for her outside with their backpacks. They waved enthusiastically as Emma joined them. The group arrived at the campsite in the late afternoon. They set up their tents with the help of Emma's parents, who were joining them for the trip. As the sun set, Emma started to feel a bit scared of the growing darkness. She clutched her flashlight tightly and stayed close to her friends. "Don't worry, Emma," said Lily. "The forest is full of friendly creatures, and we'll tell fun stories to keep the dark away." They built a cozy campfire and sat around it. Max began the first story about a brave raccoon who explored the forest at night. Emma listened intently, slowly forgetting her fear as she got engrossed in the story. The sounds of the forest seemed less scary now. It was Emma's turn to share a story. She took a deep breath and began telling a tale about a magical owl who guided lost animals home. The friends clapped and cheered for Emma's story. Just then, they heard a rustling in the bushes. Out came a family of raccoons, just like in Max's story. The raccoons seemed friendly and playful. The children giggled and offered some snacks to the raccoons, who happily accepted the treat. As the night grew darker, the forest around them seemed more alive and less frightening. Emma felt brave and excited. "Look!" Lily pointed to the sky. "The stars are so beautiful tonight." They all lay down on their sleeping bags, watching the twinkling stars. Emma found constellations and imagined them as characters from their stories. Her fear of the dark was completely gone. They heard an owl hooting nearby. Emma smiled, remembering her story. "See, the forest is full of friends," she said. Emma and her friends shared more stories until they felt sleepy. They said goodnight to the forest creatures and snuggled into their sleeping bags. That night, Emma had a dream about exploring the forest with her new animal friends, feeling brave and adventurous. The next morning, the sun rose, and Emma woke up, feeling proud of herself. She couldn't wait for more adventures with her friends. As they packed up to leave, Emma knew she had overcome her fear of the dark and made unforgettable memories. "I can't wait for our next camping trip," Emma said with a big smile. Her friends agreed, looking forward to more stories under the stars. Clara's climbing quest. Clara was excited. Today, her class was going to climbing school for the first time. As they arrived, Clara saw the tall climbing walls and felt a little nervous. "Welcome, everyone," said their instructor. "Are you ready for some climbing fun?" The instructor showed them how to put on their harnesses and helmets. "Remember to trust your gear and your friends," the instructor said. "Climbing is all about teamwork." Clara watched as her friend Mia went first. She climbed slowly but surely, reaching the top with a big smile. "You can do it, Clara," Mia called down. Clara took a deep breath and started to climb. As Clara climbed higher, she felt her confidence growing. She reached for each hold carefully. Suddenly, Clara slipped, but her harness kept her safe, and her friends encouraged her to keep going. Clara took a deep breath and continued climbing. She felt proud as she reached the top. After climbing, the instructor led them to the bouldering area for more fun challenges. In the bouldering area, Clara tried new routes and cheered for her friends as they climbed. "Great job, everyone," said the instructor. "Now let's try the rope course." Clara balanced carefully on the ropes, feeling her friends' support all around her. She helped her friend Max when he got stuck, showing that teamwork made everything easier. At the end of the day, Clara felt tired but happy. She had learned so much about climbing and teamwork. The instructor gave each of them a certificate for their hard work and bravery. Clara knew she could trust herself and her friends to overcome any challenge. As they left the climbing school, Clara couldn't wait to tell her family about her adventure. That night, Clara dreamed of climbing even higher, knowing she had the courage to reach any summit. Emma and the curious Capuchin. Emma was excited. Today, her class was going to the zoo. She had packed her favorite red backpack with a sketchbook and some crayons. As they entered the zoo, their teacher, Mrs. Brown, reminded everyone to stay with their buddies. Emma held hands with her best friend, Lucy. The first stop was the monkey exhibit. Emma loved watching the monkeys swing from branch to branch. They were so funny. One little monkey caught Emma's eye. It was a curious Capuchin, looking at Emma with bright, twinkling eyes. As the group moved on, Emma heard a soft, chattering sound. She turned around and saw the Capuchin outside its enclosure. "Oh no, you shouldn't be out here," Emma whispered. She looked around for help, but didn't see any zookeepers nearby. Capuchin looked scared. Emma gently extended her hand. The little monkey hesitated, but then climbed onto her shoulder. "It's okay, little one. Let's find your family," Emma said softly. She remembered seeing a zookeeper near the elephant exhibit. Emma walked carefully, making sure not to startle the Capuchin. They passed the lion enclosure and the flamingo pond. Finally, she saw the zookeeper, Mr. Green, near the elephants. "Excuse me, sir," Emma called out. "I think this little guy is lost." Mr. Green turned around, his eyes widening in surprise. "Oh dear, thank you, Emma. This little one is very curious and often gets into trouble." Emma watched as Mr. Green gently returned the Capuchin to its enclosure. The monkey's family greeted it with happy chatter. "You did a wonderful thing, Emma," said Mr. Green. "Monkeys like these are very social and need their families." Emma felt happy and proud. She had helped the little Capuchin find its family. It felt good to be kind and helpful. On the bus ride back to school, Emma told Lucy all about her adventure with the Capuchin monkey. "Wow, Emma, you were so brave and kind," Lucy said. "I'm sure the little monkey is very happy now." Back at school, Emma drew a picture of the Capuchin monkey and its family. She wanted to remember this special day. Mrs. Brown saw Emma's drawing and smiled. "That's a beautiful picture, Emma. You showed great kindness today." Emma decided she wanted to learn more about animals and how to help them. As Emma walked home, she thought about the Capuchin monkey and smiled. She knew she would always remember this special day at the zoo. The mysterious music box. One sunny afternoon, Lucy was exploring her attic when she found a dusty, old music box. It was beautifully decorated with musical notes and tiny dancers. Lucy carefully opened the music box, and a soft, magical melody began to play. To her surprise, the room started to sparkle and spin. Suddenly, Lucy found herself in a beautiful, colorful world filled with musical notes floating in the air. She was in awe. "Welcome, Lucy," said a friendly voice. She turned to see a talking violin named Vinny smiling at her. "I'm Vinny the violin," he said. "Come with me, and I'll show you the wonders of our musical world." First, they arrived in Melody Meadow, where flowers sang in harmony, and birds whistled cheerful tunes. Lucy was amazed by the beauty of the melodies. She started to hum along with the flowers and birds. Next, they visited Rhythm River, where the water flowed to the beat of a drum. Fish leaped in time with the rhythm. Lucy tapped her feet and clapped her hands to the beat, feeling the joy of the rhythm. Then they arrived at Harmony Hills, where different instruments played together in perfect harmony. Lucy danced around, feeling the music fill her heart with happiness. Suddenly, a soft, sweet melody led them to Lullaby Lake, where the water shimmered like stars. "Here, Music can help you relax and dream, Vinny said softly. Lucy closed her eyes and felt calm. As the music box's melody began to slow, Lucy knew it was time to return home. Remember, Lucy, Vinny said, music is always with you, bringing joy and creativity. In a blink, Lucy was back in her attic, holding the music box. She smiled, knowing the magic of music was real. From that day on, Lucy played the music box often, remembering her adventures and feeling inspired. She started to create her own songs and dances, sharing the joy of music with her family and friends. Lucy learned that music could take her anywhere, from magical worlds to the hearts of those she loved. And so, the mysterious music box became a cherished treasure, reminding Lucy of the endless possibilities of music and creativity. Time to sleep.